Okay, welcome back to my channel. This is a tour of the P&O ferry, Pride of Bruges. So I'm just taking you on the red deck as I've come in from the car deck, and we'll have a little quick tour of the room now. Okay, so as we come round, got the coat hangers, spare ladder, more coat hangers, a bunk that's not made up, bottom bunk, got this bunk, mirror in the middle, vanity unit type of a thing, back across to the bathroom, the nice poppies on the door. Smells clean. It doesn't smell like chemically clean, if you know what I mean, just clean. Could have had a go at that lime scale shower, but can't have everything, I don't suppose. So, there's some sort of general body and hair stuff, and there's some in the shower as well. Yeah, very nice. Now I'm just wondering if there's just me on my own, because there only seems to be one towel on the bed, although there are, looks like a cat's been slept on that bit. There are some towels in the bathroom, so I'm not sure. I have to wait and see if I get a little cabin friend. Oh, there's little lights under the bed. I'll put that on. You can see there if you want to read. Okay, do a ship's tour next. Red. Okay. Look very white. So there is plenty of room in the shower. You're at the limit of the curtain, so it's not too bad. And from what I remember last time, it does actually have nice, you know, it is. Okay, so just an overview of the plan of the ship. So you can see on top the blue deck, looking at the red deck, and then down to the green deck. Now, this, if you want to have a look at the plan, obviously pause the video, but this is quite useful because with the colours, because the carpets and the decoration of the deck matches them. So you'll see me as I'm walking through the ship. We're on the red deck at the moment. It's got a red carpet, it's got red walls, so you always know which deck you're on. Now if you look down, you can see the green carpet for the green deck. You can see just the wall reflected in the mirror there, which is blue for the blue. So it's quite easy to find your way around. So we're on the moment, which is where the shop is. So I've got quite a bit of footage here of the shop and the type of things that are available to buy. So the first section that you come to is the perfume. Now obviously you get quite a bit of a discount on the perfumes because you're not paying any tax on them. So you can get some quite good deals if you're into perfume. I think unfortunately I've not actually filmed close enough for you to see the different prices, but they do have really good offers on. Now they did used to sell handbags, and they were really good prices. I often use a selection of current sort of bestseller paperbacks. So I always used to sort of stock up on paperbacks, but they've stopped selling them as well. So it is a bit of a difference from all the other times that I've been on the ferry. So I thought, well, I'll show you all the different things that you can get. So you've got sort of holiday stuff really, as well as the duty free. You know, travel things, sunglasses, watches, jewellery, just little bits of interesting things if you did need to pick anything up. They also have behind the counter or beside the counter a big section of things that you might have forgotten for your holiday. I bought some seasickness bands because although I've got about 4 pairs, I totally forgot to bring with me. So I bought myself some seasickness bands. They have like small bits of medication and first aid kits and things like that as well. So a lot of these things have actually really good discounts on them. I don't know if they're end of season or whether it's just the fact that it's the duty free, but there are some really good prices on in the shop. A lot of different brands, and a lot of different choices that you could look up. But I don't know what the price in the shop is, how much you could pay for if you went to a discount shop in the UK. Now, if you're buying these in France, they don't have discount shops as such, so you would be probably getting a better deal to buy them on the ferry. But in the UK, you might get some of these things. I'm not sure if you could get them in a discount shop or if you knew where to get them from. There's lots of testers though, and there's also lots of samples for the perfume. So I always like to slap a bit of new products on, see if it does me any good. And I always go after my shower, go in to the shop and get myself a bit of perfume before I go to the restaurant for my meal. Call me cheeky if you like, but that's what it's for, isn't it? Try it out. Not that I was going to actually buy any, but I might do if it were nice enough. So there's a lot of choice in here. And if you are into perfume, these items, makeup items, you are going to discount on them. So it might be worth having a look in the shop. They've got sort of lots of souvenirs as well. They had a lot of London things like London cups and London baby grows and London buses, which is a little bit strange because the boat only ever goes between Zeebrugger and Hull and then back to Zeebrugger again. So I don't think if you were going to Hull, you'd be visiting London, but maybe I'm wrong. Some of the electronic items, again, I don't know what the price is in the shops, so maybe you're getting a good discount with you not having to pay the tax on it. Sort of this is coming up to the sort of first aid kit and any sort of travel things you might have forgotten. Things like, for example, if you're in France, you have to have one of those gilets or yellow waistcoats in your car in case you break down. And they've got those, so you can, if you've forgotten, you can comply with the rules when you get to the continent. I'm not sure what the rules are driving in Belgium, but I've got all my vests from France, so hopefully it's the same sort of rules, and you break down your little breakdown triangle that you need as well. So I've already got that in the car, so hopefully I'm obeying the Belgian laws as well. And there's a lot of things like kids' toys and goodie toys. So if you've got them, they've got little things that they can pick up or little presents or things. Certain offers on, buying in bulk. So if you've got a few people to buy for, you can get some good deals. Some of the things are massive though. I mean, some of the sweets, bags of sweets, like a kilo of sweets. So they are huge. Really, it's more of a present shop than to buy for yourself. They do have a little cafe as well, which we'll come to, where you can buy if you wanted as a little snack. But some of these sweets are absolutely huge. You wouldn't want buying these really just to keep you going for quite a while. Some of them were bigger than my hand, the bags, just huge. But there's a big selection and a lot of choice. You'd find something, everyone would find something that they liked, or you see a thing if you've somebody to buy for. Come in a minute onto the wine section, and sorry about the camera wobbling about. I'm filming, but without getting, other people on, other customers on. People don't really want to be in my video, just on holiday. And the camera's wobbling about. Invest in one of these things, but not got round to it yet. Anyway, I'm coming into the wine section now. So there's this information that tells you they can't sell alcohol within 45 minutes of the port because of customs regulations. So they can only sell it while in international waters, and then you're not paying tax because you're not in a country. So they've got loads and loads and loads of deals. I mean, a lot of people must buy these cases of wine, and they will actually help you to into your car. So they have a service where they'll, take, if you buy a lot of cases, they'll help you to get them down to your car. I suppose it's different from the old days when you were restricted on how you could bring back. But I mean, I don't really bring it anyway. But you can. Obviously, it's a lot cheaper. But I suppose maybe if you've been in the hypermarket in France or Belgium, maybe it's even cheaper. So I'm not sure on the prices of that because I'm not really a big importer of alcohol. But I know these prices are obviously a little cheaper than that because you're not paying the duty. So it depends, what sort of thing you're after. If you're a connoisseur, they do have some good brands. It seems like they are good deals, but I don't really know anybody who would be wanting any of these things. So I don't bring any back. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I bring hymns or something because you can't get it in France. But it lasts me for so long. I don't really. But they've got a lovely selection of gins here. Seems to be very popular at the moment, the gins. Lots of different flavours. Lots of different brands, lots of different bottles. You definitely get something if you're a gin fan, or they also have a big selection of whiskey as well. I don't know much about whiskey, but I know some of them are very, very expensive, but you still are saving from, if you were buying it in the shops. So now when you do buy any wine or alcohol on the boat, you can't take it with you. They put it in a carrier bag and they keep it in the shop. So you can only go and get it in the morning. You can't take it to your cabin. You can only pick it up at a certain time, like half an hour before you get into port. You can go and collect your bottles that you've bought. Or otherwise they'll help you take it down to your car, but you're not allowed to take it into your cabin. I don't know, I suppose people might just take advantage of a little bit too much of the cheap alcohol. A little bit too much, so I'm not quite sure, but yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed looking at this little shop section. Yes, hopefully you've been able to get an idea of the types available and give you some idea of the selection and what you can actually get if you're interested in getting any of these duty-free things. Or just, it's quite interesting just to have a nosy around the shop. It's a really big shop. They've recently used a lot of small shops like a wine shop, whiskey shop, a makeup shop. Now, but it does mean that it's quite huge, and it is a shame that books, handbags, and purses, and because I used to buy those like as presents for people, but yeah, nothing in there at the moment. They're not stocking them anymore, so they mustn't have been selling too much. Anyway, next section now. Okay, so now we're just coming out of the shop area, and as you can see, the shop's been redone, and I think this area's just been redone as well, like a sort of a little sitting area. And obviously the boat's not set off yet. There's still quite a few people, and I'm still trying to not record too many people. So this little area here is the onboard cafe where you can get sandwiches, pizza, snacks, cakes, drinks. So if you don't want to have the full meal in the restaurant or the buffet in the restaurant, you can get like a lighter sort of snack here. And they seem to have quite a lot of nice things. And obviously it's Starbucks coffee shop as well. So you can get your coffees as well. And other best items. So you can to go for the breakfast in the main restaurant. If you don't want to, you can have breakfast here. And I'm walking across the nice wooden floor. There's a few people all sitting around having some nice little snacks. And it's absolutely beautiful weather. The sun's, pouring in through the windows. It's just so sunny. So we're coming out the back of the bar area where they have the evening entertainment. And I'll take you through here where you might be able to see some slot machines. Now that they're actually turned off because we're still in port, and they can only put the slot machines on and the gambling, and they have like a casino table. International waters again, same sort of regulations, and they turn them off as you're coming into the ports at Hull. So there's other games as well, like sort of electronic games you can go on. You do have to pay for these though, but all the gambling machines are turned off at the moment. They'll be turned on again shortly. And then this area over to the right is like a casino area. So they do have like croupiers come, and you've got different games you can go on if you wanted to. Little gambling area, if that's what you're into. And then we'll come back round into the main bar area. So this is again, we're on the red deck. So there's a big bar here, lots of choice of drinks. Obviously these drinks are extra, they're not included in your fare, so anything you get from here is extra. And then maybe the dance floor and the stage. So later on, they'll have like a children's entertainer and like kids sort of dancing and what have you. And then they have either a group and different act on in the evening, a bit later on. So you can go and see like quite nice music and dancing and what have you. It is like the more livelier bar. There is another bar on the blue deck, which is kind of a more calm, quieter. They still do have music, but this one is more kind of, sort of geared first of all earlier on at kids, and then late night stuff. You see here we're going down the stairs to the blue deck now, and on the blue deck, I think I'm going to show you now the restaurant, which is called the Brasserie. Now I'm just showing the give you a guide of the menu. It does change every so often, but generally it's the same sort of menu. And this is the higher priced restaurant, so you're paying sort of a la carte for whatever you want to have. And I can peep through the doors here to see in, because it's actually closed at this time. It's a buffet restaurant here. It's a waiter service. I have been in there and it is very nice. So if that's something that you're interested to go into the Brasserie restaurant, you can pre-book it, and I think you get a discount if you have your dinner and your breakfast in there. So now the small kids sort of play area, a lot of different choices of little games that they can play. This was really, really nice and clean, smelled like everything was new in there, and there was a lot of different choices to play with. You've got some small toddlers that want to have a little look around. And quick view out of the window, and then I'm sort of looking through into the quiet room, which is somewhere you can go and read or just have some quiet time, and looks quite interesting. Okay, so you see we've just come from the red carpet onto the blue carpet of the blue deck, so we can again work out where we are a little bit easier. The main restaurant, I should have said, is on the red deck, which is called the Kitchen, as well as the Brasserie. Both of those are on the red deck. We're on the deck, and this is I call it the piano bar. I'm not sure if this is still a piano bar. but a nice big sort of grand piano, and you usually have somebody playing the piano and people sort of sit around, and there's a lot of tables, a lot of places. There's no dance floor, it's not your lively sort of a place, but there's a bar. But this time that I've come on, there is nobody playing the piano, so I have a little look out on the sign to say that we can watch later Dave Dove. And it actually is outside the show because of the really nice weather, so he's on the rear deck of the boat. But later on, you can come back onto the blue deck in the piano bar and, listen to some nice sort of piano music. And I'm just doing a little tour here around the outside of the boat, just checking the lifeboats so we'll secure and look like they're going to save us just in case. And it's absolutely beautiful. The weather is just so sunny. You just wouldn't realise that you're in northern Belgium. And the sea is just really calm and beautiful to look out at that blue sky. So I've had to mute the sound here because of copyright, because all the way along here you can hear this music coming from the back of the boat. So it's actually the musicians. I think there's one guy singing and one on a guitar. Loads of people sitting out at the back of the boat in the sunshine. It's like something, abroad. Well, I mean, obviously it is abroad, but it's abroad. So again, I'm trying to not get too many people into the shots who don't want to be in the shots, and but just to still give you an idea of what's sort of available on the boat, or the ship, or the ferry, depending what you call it. So this whole back area, there's people hanging around, having drinks, enjoying themselves, listening to the music, sitting in the sunshine. Really, really nice it was. Really sort of calm, relaxing atmosphere. And then you'll see in a couple of minutes that I got a little film off the back of the boat because we're still in port and the boat is still loading. So still people are coming on, and obviously coach passengers will be coming on, and cars are still coming on. So if I can negotiate my way down these stairs while filming, not dropping the camera, and you can see the cars driving on the ramp. So that's why it's still quite empty at the moment. So I'm being able to film a little, well, not disturbing too many people, because we're still loading up. And you can see the sea is really, really nice and calm. It was a really good crossing. Usually it's going to be a bit of a rough crossing, and they ask you to put your car in gear, leave the car in gear with the handbrake on. So I didn't say anything like that as I came on the boat, so I was quite pleased about that. Knew it would be a calm crossing. So I'm trying to get you a little view of the port area. All seem to be busy bringing whatever needs to come onto the boat and getting everything sorted ready for setting sail. So this footage that I took here is actually the next day. So this is as we were coming into Newcastle. Again, you wouldn't believe the beautiful sky and the sun, and this must have been really fairly early, maybe 6:30 in the morning. But yeah, very, very, very calm. You can see there that it was so calm, and so the sun was so beautiful, and really, really nice crossing. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video and get some idea of what it's like on the Pride of Bruges. And if you've got any questions, then don't forget to leave them in the description box, and hopefully I can answer them. So it's very comfortable on the boat, and it's fairly inexpensive as well. I should have said earlier on, I think I forgot to mention that the room that I booked was called a shed cabin. So I think it's £34, and you have up to 4 people in the cabin. Now on this actual trip, there was only me in the cabin. So for me to get a single cabin to myself, it would cost £98. So obviously you're saving a lot more if you're just paying 34. Also, sometimes you do get people in that cabin, so then you've got somebody to go with or whatever. And I always book the shared cabin, and I've met some really nice people, so very interesting people. So sometimes it's a bit disappointing there's nobody else in the cabin, but then again you have got a £98. Well, actually it's because it's a 4-person cabin, so I think the £98 cabin is a 2-person cabin, so it's quite small. Where with this one I had a 4-person cabin, £34. So bargainous, which is why I managed to treat myself to the dinner and the breakfast in the restaurant. So I'll leave a link at the end of the video if you want to watch that one, the meals that I had on the ferry. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this little tour around the ship, and see you in the next video. Oh, there I am in the wind, quite windy. So, but still very sunny. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.